All right, mic check 1 2 1 2. We are now broadcasting live. The Geek and the Scribe. Shayna, can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, I hear you good. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you. Okay. Microphone check. Our code word for tonight will be "That's sure to smell." If either of us are having a technical a technical problem that we need to draw the other's attention to. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Sounds good. And I'm going to begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Thank you so much for listening to The Geek and the Scribe. The Geek and the Scribe is a podcast commenting on popular culture through the lens of gender and race, hosted by my sister, Shayna, and myself, Jamara. I am your scribe. Shayna, say hello.
Hello. And I am your geek.
Yes, Shayna is our resident geek, and this week we're gonna do a quick sister check in. So this is a sister check in for us, and now by listening, you have become one of our sisters, and we're using sisters loosely as a non-gender binary oppressive term, but just as family. So Shayna, how are you doing this week?
I'm doing pretty good, other than, melting like a snow cone in Phoenix.
Oh my gosh, the weather literally went from like October 27th to like July 22nd
Oh,
in one day.
yeah. I hope people can appreciate this. We live in the Northeast. We have very, very extreme weathers in between the seasons. Oh.
I mean, it's pretty. You're being very polite. It's pretty much just some bullshit. It's pretty much just some bullshit, right?
I mean, what's worse, this schizophrenic spring we've had, or the 100 plus what inches of snow last year? So remember, this time last year we still had snow places.
For our listeners, just so they know. So when we record this podcast, I record from Brooklyn, which is where I live, and then Shayna is in Boston, in Dorchester, where she lives. So yes, the weather is crazy, but I will admit because I am more south between the two of us, New York weather actually isn't too bad. It's nothing like the New England foolishness that I've grown up with and lived through. So
You-
it's I think it's been warmer here a little bit longer, even though we did have like some drab days. So anyway, it makes a difference.
that-
Sorry, Shayna.
It really, no, it truly does. I love the fact that our weather is so crappy sometimes that we actually have a colloquialism to go with it. Yay.
Yay.
Remember, if you don't like the weather in New England, wait a minute.
Yeah, so we're not going to wait a minute right now. You know what though? I heard on NPR once that that phrase is actually used in pretty much every city across the country.
Yeah,
So like it's really funny. Like everyone wants to like lay claim to their weather being more bizarre and erratic than everyone else's. I also saw this really cool story. I heard this really cool story on NPR, one of their shows, and they were talking about there's this famous day in weather, and I think it was like I don't know. I feel like it was like in Kansas City where it literally went from summer 90 degrees to like snow in July.
yeah. That's some like it is one thing to appreciate that weather really can do anything at any time, but it's a whole nother thing to actually be out in it, or like our almost 80-degree Christmas we had this year,
Yeah, exactly.
and then like the following week it was 20 degrees.
Yeah. So,
Actually, 3 days later it was like 20 degrees. Went through all the seasons in 3 days.
yeah, I don't really know. I mean, I always say that the American South and racism must have been really bad to motivate people to move north. because you know what I mean? Like you have to deal with some real bad stuff, some real hard times to like transplant yourself into cities where it's essentially cold all the time and like you're a person of color and you get no vitamin D like 75% of the year, you're all deficient and you know what I mean? Like you have
Yeah.
snow and anyway, the South must have been real bad for all those black people to be like, we're going north.
You know what? But that also begs the question: was the cold in the Northeast so bad that people were willing to brave Western expansion, which would include mudslides, tornadoes, and earthquakes?
No, that's true. I mean, there. I don't. I mean, I'm no historian, but there were a population of black people who did move west. I imagine that had to have happened, right? Um, but can you imagine how different all of our lives would have been? At least ours, because our family is from South Carolina and then moved up the East Coast, landing eventually, at least our branch landing eventually in Boston. But like, think about how different our lives would have been if they had gone west and we ended up in like Arizona or California or like even just like Western Texas.
Hmm. We'd be tanned all year.
They should have just said, fuck it, we're going to Mexico. That's what they should have done. And then we'd just be
Well,
standing
I don't
around.
know. Mexico win because during the Western expansion, Mexico isn't what Mexico is now. It was actually a little larger.
I don't know. They should just like went there and just built a fence around it and just like no one can come in. Kind of how we do to the Mexican border now. This is a fantasy. This is an alternate fantasy, Shayna. This isn't actually
Okay,
based.
okay.
It's not actually based on any real history or accuracy.
I don't
It's just
know.
my imaginative musings.
I feel like everywhere has its drawbacks. Is the thing though.
Yeah.
I just want. Maybe that's why I don't even think about leaving the Northeast because I'm used to these natural disasters. I'm comfortable with these. I know what to do when there's snow. I know what to do when there's a hurricane. I know what to do when there's a flood. I do not know what to do if there's an earthquake. I do not know what to do if a tornado comes, other than to bend over and kiss my butt goodbye. So,
Yeah. All I know about tornadoes is essentially the Wizard of Oz. And even Judy Garland didn't really get through that very well.
no.
So that's not the best guide for me. Yeah.
All I know is Man of Steel lied to us. You should not go under the underpass. It's the most dangerous place you could go. You will die.
I feel like in every like natural disaster movie and possibly every alien invasion movie, they always go to the underpass.
Yeah,
I'm like, why? I'm like, don't go to the Lincoln Tunnel. That's not gonna help you.
like Independence Day, everybody burns in that tunnel, but the black chick, her son, and the dog.
Yeah, it's not good. That there was that movie with Ben Affleck and J Lo. Um, I think that was another alien movie. Anyway, everyone always goes to the
No, no,
underpass.
no, 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 no,
No, wait, yeah,
no, no, no.
wasn't J Lo in that movie?
With Ben Affleck.
Wait, okay, no, maybe who was the wife? There was a Ben Affleck was in a movie, not just a movie, but
Yeah.
um, it was like a natural disaster or alien movie. No, really, it
I'm
happened.
trying to think.
Man, thank God for
All
Wikipedia.
right. Who else?
And my very hold on. I'm not making this up.
I'm like
This-
I'm trying. I'm like I am like scratch.
Armageddon.
Oh, okay. I'm like you threw me off with the aliens. That was
Well, wasn't
that was
it was
Liv
some
Tyler,
no, then maybe it was another one.
and I'm not sure there was an underpass, but they were bouncing around in space in a whole lot of non-science on an asteroid.
Well, I remember he was like this like working class guy
They
and
were
like
oil drillers.
right? So that is the movie, Armageddon.
Yeah, where they go in
Anyway.
space. There weren't any aliens. That was all.
Well, I said like sci-fi
Yeah,
and or possibly Alien. I couldn't
I,
actually remember. I just remember the scene where he like comes home and then like essentially the sky is falling and he like runs out. You know what I mean? Like he has a kid, I think, and or
no, there's
some.
no kid.
There's no kid.
No, I think you.
What movie am I confusing? Okay, you know what? I'm gonna stop talking right now.
Okay.
And this concludes our show for the day. Thank you for listening to the Geek the Scribe. Okay, the show's not really over. No, there was a movie. There was a movie, guys. I'm not
Oh.
making this up. I have a visual photo memory, and
Okay, give me more. Like.
okay, you know what I'm doing? Okay, I just realized what I'm doing. I think I am collapsing um Geely and Armageddon.
Possibly, because I can emphatically tell you J Lo is not in Armageddon.
But she's in Geely or whatever
She
or
is in Jilly.
Giggly as I would prefer to call it.
Oh,
Uh,
that movie was such a misstep on everybody's part.
because was he like a which one was he like a working class guy? Because I remember he was like having trouble
Also,
at work. He was like having trouble at work. Um, I'm
well,
not I'm not making this up. I
well,
promise.
dude, I'm trying to be with you. I've seen Armageddon. I've seen it many times. What you call it? That song, "I Don't Want to Miss a Thing," is one of my husband's favorite songs. Like, I know that movie. Gigli, I did not watch all of, so I can't speak too much. But I do know Gigli is supposed to be that Ben Affleck plays a like kind of like a mob errand boy, and he's on like some sort of mission or on some job for the mob. Jennifer Lopez's character is along for the ride because she's, I think, supposed to be like a hidden person.
Mm. See, this is why you are our resident geek. This is why I'm just the scribe. But so the real truth. Why do I feel like I must.
This is
Can you
gonna,
hear me?
yep.
Mic check 1 2 1 2. I feel like I must have some sort of inner hatred for Ben Affleck because I feel like I always go off on him. Because in my mind, here's the real answer. In my mind, Ben Affleck has only made one movie ever.
And what movie would that be?
I just put them all together.
Oh, that's awful.
So
But
it was like Good Will Hunting slash Lee
that's
slash.
so that's so oddly unfair. Just because I know for a fact you like Matt Damon, and it's like you totally disregarded the other half of the team.
I know that's fucked up, right?
It is.
Like I actually need a therapy session to work through why that happens
Like,
for me.
why are you so passively aggressively mean to Ben Affleck? What did he
I
do?
don't, I don't, I don't know. I'm gonna work through that. All
I
right, let's
mean,
do.
was it
Let's
because he made Daredevil? Was that?
no. You know what? I'm not even hurt by Daredevil.
Or
To be honest,
Jilly? That was also pretty terrible. Force of
maybe.
Nature? That was kind of bad too.
Yeah. I don't know. I'll work through it. I will spend some time reflecting in my journal this weekend, and I will say, dear journal, what is it that about Ben Affleck that just makes your mind go blank and you just think he only did one movie?
I don't know. Like, see, your issues with him make no sense, whereas my issues with Diana Ross make perfect sense.
Okay, I'm not sure how we're paralleling Ben Affleck and Diana Ross, but I'm gonna round it up.
Ooh.
You're still there, don't worry.
All right. Well, look, okay. I don't dislike her so much as I feel like she ended the early rise of black film.
Okay, Shayna, that's a very dense thesis. So would you like to break down
Well,
how Diana Ross essentially ruined early black film?
all the evidence is there during the rise of the black exploitation era. But here's the thing about the black exploitation era. In there were a couple of really good movies that otherwise probably wouldn't have got made. And as the fad of blaxploitation was falling out, the hope was that those couple of movies that were coming out before would still keep coming, that all black cast could be bankable. And then The Wiz happened, and nobody wanted black cast anymore.
Oh no, is that true?
No, totally.
Maybe
Like, well,
it might be.
you'll notice there's a big, like, statistically, a lot of people count The Wiz as the end of the blaxploitation age because it was such a terrible, terrible flop.
Okay. These two questions. There's so much here. So wait, are you including in terms of black exploitation movies? One, maybe we should define that for those who are listening who may not already have like a idea what that means. Including all of the Pam Grier movies though? Like is the start of black exploitation?
Yeah, because think about it, blaxploitation was its heyday during the late 60s to about mid 70s. And then The Wiz came out, and then it all halted. Like, okay. There were other ideas for like black musicals. The hope that The Wiz was going to be like this door opening kind of movie that was going to give like Motown like this cool film industry, that it was just going to do so many things. But no, because it was bad. It's really bad. And a lot of what's wrong with it hinges on the placing Diana Ross in the movie when she really had no business being in there. They didn't even want her. She some power play with a producer and got the role.
I mean, to be honest, like as much as I love The Wiz and I think the music is wonderful, and I love obviously I love Michael Jackson and Nipsey Russell and Richard Pryor and Lena Horne, lots of other great people who are in The Wiz. I mean the problem is that I mean the way, you know, I mean Diana Ross shouldn't have been Dorothy.
No.
Stephanie
Mills
should have been Dorothy, and it really wasn't a great fit. But I mean, where she was in terms of her career and connections and resources, of course she was put in The Wiz. You know, I mean,
no, she went over Berry Gordy's head and got that role. That wasn't, she wanted that role and she did what she felt she needed to get it. It was but a question of whether it was a good role for her, and everybody involved said it wasn't, but she didn't want to listen, and she said, I want it.
I mean, I hate to say this as a performer and as an artist and someone who's in my, like, I like to think early 30s. The truth is, yeah, I'm early 30s. Still.
Yeah, no, I said very early.
Early.
Only 3 years.
Okay. So, I mean, the truth is, I think my opinion was that she was too old to play Dorothy.
Yeah, she was in her 30s.
And I mean, I actually really love Diana Ross's music, and I love her voice. I think Motown was the right fit for her. You know, like someone like James Brown, Motown was not the right fit, right? No. Because he's wild and radical, and was the real
so controlled in Motown. It was just
right, and he's the king of improv, the king of, you know, dance and scream and shout, and a whole different set. Really not really aligning himself with this kind of like political correctness and these like politeness politics of the well-groomed Negro, let's say. You know what I mean? But Diana Ross, because I mean she was essentially the master of conformist in so many ways, and really that's how she made her career, by being able to adapt to industries and really being able to try to be what people needed her to be. You know, so she fit really well into Motown and really has some beautiful songs.
No, she was quite literally the first black pop princess, and that's great. I like, and again, I like her. I don't like all her music, but I do like a lot of her music, and I love the Supremes. But her movie and like her film career is what was always kind of a question. It's not so much that she's a bad actress. It's like that movie, Lady Sings the Blues. They didn't necessarily want her for that role either, but she worked really hard to get it. Now, do I think she visibly looks like Billie Holiday? Heck no. But she did do a good
Wait, can you say
job. So, oh,
Shayna, can you say that again? You broke up a little bit.
yeah, I
I
was.
could I could just take a breath and say it again, and then I can
Mm,
edit it out.
okay. Um, no, do I think Diana Ross visibly looks like Billie Holiday? Heck no. But she did do a really convincing performance, and I think she totally did deserve that Oscar nod. So that was fine. I just think she should have kept trying for more mature roles and not try to pigeonhole herself into a role that literally didn't fit her. And she stole kind of the big break of somebody else. Like, there was
Mm,
another young singer slash actress who was about to come out. Not only that, but how cool would it have been for Stephanie Mills to have been famous then? She would have been like the first like openly gay pop singer.
yeah. I mean,
Like,
I'm all for it. I am team Stephanie Mills.
like
That's one of the first concerts I ever saw was the Stephanie Mills concert,
that's fair.
and I
Mhm.
yeah, I just love her, and she's so talented, and she has a
So,
beautiful voice,
oh,
and but I mean, to play devil's advocate on behalf of Diana Ernestine Earl Ross, I mean, capitalism is capitalism, and show business is show business. So if you can hustle your if you not only have some talent and can hustle yourself into a role and keep your career going, I don't know, that's not too bad. Like I can't really
and
knock her.
again, that's not the problem here because she did the same thing with Lady Sings the Blues, and that was a good gamble for her, and it worked. This was a bad gamble. It was just a bad gamble for her. Why do that? Like I think she was really of the opinion that just because she was in it, it would be good. Because I don't understand why any other reason why she would think that she could play a role that was built for like a teenager. And I'm like, dude, you like 33 right now, so why do you think you could play a teenager? You do not look like.
I mean, she probably was also just like pressing her agent in the industry because The Wiz was essentially like the black it movie to be in if you are black and in Hollywood. The same way,
A lot of money was in it.
what's that? So what's the same way that what's that movie that just came out? Um,
Any more?
about Martin Luther King.
Oh, Selma.
Selma, right? So Selma was the it black people. If you're black and in Hollywood, you're going to be in Selma. Or you know what I mean. So I'm sure she was just vying for her spot as the in crowd in Black Hollywood. I don't. I mean, to be honest with you, the new Wiz that came out, I still haven't watched it because I just don't even care.
Oh,
So even with Diana Ross being maybe less than ideal for the choice, I still prefer the original Wiz because it's still better.
I like the new one.
Oh, I haven't watched it.
I've seen it.
I didn't. I didn't have the stomach.
Um, the the girl loves it. They have it on Hulu. Like,
Yeah, no, I know it's in the queue. I just haven't.
like the
I just
singing.
haven't
Like,
actually.
my gosh, the girl who plays Dorothy, her voice is a powerhouse. She has a great voice. Um,
I have seen her. I have seen her sing. She's really talented.
like there was this great clip of her singing with Stephanie Mills because obviously Stephanie Mills is in it too. She plays A&M. And I was like, oh, I had a tear because she was singing Home. And I was like,
Mhm.
Stephanie Mills singing Home is the best thing ever.
Oh well, maybe that's encouraging. Maybe I'll actually watch it.
It was pretty good. I
Bef-
mean, it's a stage production, and it looks like a stage production, but it was good stage production.
Okay, maybe I'll watch it. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe end of the year, third quarter resolutions. I'll get
See,
around to it.
that's one of those movies I wish they redo.
What?
The
The
Wiz.
Wiz. I think they just redid it, Shayna.
Well, no, they did a televised stage production of The Wiz. I would like to see them do the movie over with like cool effects and actually make Oz colorful. That was one thing that actually kind of always bothered me from The Wiz, is that when we saw Wizard of Oz with Judy Garland, when you go into Oz, it's that beautiful experience of everything all of a sudden being in color and all that brightness and the richness of the scene. And when Dorothy gets to Oz and the Wiz, it looks like a dirty playground, and it's really dark. And the color palette and the whole thing is like really dark colors, really not very vibrant colors, very flat colors, shadowy grays, browns, that kind of thing, but not like the color I was expecting to see in Oz. That's all.
Well, as a Judy Garland fangirl and as a Wizard of Oz original fangirl, all I can say is they better step up their game because The Wizard of Oz is one of the greatest books and one of the greatest movies of all time. And that's where I stand on that topic.
It is fantastical.
Yeah. No, I love The Wiz. I love the music, and I really love Nipsey, and I love Michael Jackson. I really love The Wizard of Oz. I think um, it's a wonderful story,
Oh,
and I thought it was well done.
oh, oh no, that was
So,
him. Oh, did you know when we saw the Wiz the play version, that was the original guy that played the lion?
no,
Yep. And well, we also saw Stephanie Mills, but
yeah, that was also let's just for audiences. That was also what 25 years ago.
yes, when it was still kind of appropriate for her to play a teenager, because she's tiny as all crap. Just
Well, I'm just saying also like why that person would still be alive and not elderly.
well, no, I'm saying he's the original. He was the original line from the Wiz stage production. I should say it that way.
Yeah, because I was like, pretty much everyone who's in the Wiz is dead right now.
You mean
Um,
Wizard of Oz? You must.
well, definitely the Wizard of Oz, but
Well,
certainly
actually,
The Wiz also. Michael Jackson, Lena Horne.
oh yeah. Well, no, Diana Ross is still alive.
Well, Diana Ross is still alive,
Is,
but I'm just saying that's
is Nipsey Russell dead? Did he die?
might be. Richard Pryor certainly is.
Oh no, this guy played the lion. I do believe he's still alive.
Oh no, Nipsey Russell's still alive, but I mean, wait a minute. He's born 1918 though, so
Yeah, he know.
someone check on
Oh snap!
someone check on Nipsey.
Nipsey's the same age as Grammy.
Yes. So
Oh
for our listeners, our grandmother was born in 1918. So she was born the same year as Nipsey Russell.
yeah,
She is not alive though.
no, she's not.
So
But like another one of our relatives born in the same year is like someone who's applicably famous to us.
yes, our mother is born the same year as Prince and Michael Jackson
And Madonna
and Madonna and everyone else who was
in
born in
1958.
1958. Oh boy. All right, Shannon, what else do you have going on this week?
Uh, you know what? For once, nothing. But actually, I've had a interesting couple of weeks. The wrap up of May was a busy time for me. And a lot of stuff happened. One cool thing, though, I got to do is I got to watch The Breakfast Club with my daughter and my niece, and they had never seen it before. It was really cool to see somebody watch it with fresh eyes.
Mm. So one, so you're talking about The Breakfast Club, the movie,
Yep, by
right?
John Hughes.
And by Johnny, thank you. The setup. And what was their, how did they like it? I mean, that's also one of my favorite movies of all time. And the soundtrack is one of my favorite soundtracks of all time. So, what did the children think of my favorite movie?
They loved it. Like I wasn't sure if they would, because you know how kids are. Like my nephew all the time is always telling me how my music is not good and whatnot. It's talking about how Jason Derulo is wonderful, and I kind of want to hit him. But this was cool because they both sat down and watched it and were wrapped in it from beginning to end. As soon as that Simple Minds song came on in the beginning, they were in it.
Oh my gosh. That song, whenever, like, so one, I can't, every time I watch The Breakfast Club, it's as if haven't seen it before. And so I always want them to be best friends at the end. Like I'm like, no, at the end, like you don't go your separate ways, like
Like,
be friends. You know what I mean? Like I always want that. And that
defy
song,
convention.
yeah, exactly. And when that song comes on, I just weep. Like so it's just like a good cry.
Uh,
And I don't know what it does to me. And I went through this really like depressive state where I almost had the words "Don't you forget about me" tattooed on my arm.
oh, that's deep.
Yeah, if that isn't depressing, I don't know what
Like,
is. Because I'm glad I didn't do it because I just feel like it would have been so much to process later in happier days. But I love, love, love The Breakfast Club.
yeah, I know. There's so, you know, I love that
Yeah.
that movie still works. That even now it still works. That we can still like that story about, you know, really finding who you are and defying labels, and can you define labels, and it's just such a cool story, and problematic relationships between parents and children and what
Yeah.
kind of people we grow up to be.
Yeah, no, it's so true. I mean, a classic John Hughes film, introducing us further to, Emilio Estevez and Molly Ringwald. It's just such a good movie.
And remembering how skinny Anthony Michael Hall used to be before, you know, he got all bulked up and was in the dead zone.
Yes. Oh man. Okay, now I have to watch that this weekend.
I got the
So,
Blu-ray, so I got the special features. I love it.
do you actually have a Blu-ray?
Yes, I have a Blu-ray player. I too.
I don't understand Blu-ray, and I just never got on board, and now I've missed the wave.
Mm.
So
Now you just download
yeah, now I just download and
or stream.
or stream or other things. It's fine. I'm not missing out anything.
Piracy.
All right, so Shayna, this is our quick check-in for the week.
Yeah.
This is our quick check-in. It's been a busy season, as I'm sure lots of our listeners are going to barbecues and events and festivals and weddings and parties and graduations and all sorts of things. And so, my pearls of wisdom for our quick check-in is just to tell everyone, like, just hang in there. It's kind of like it's this part of the year for me is really exciting because I feel like it's like the end of the school year, beginning of summer, which feels really exciting, but it's also this crazy time of transition when you have to look at your life like, what the fuck, and I need to get my life together and I don't know what to
Feels
do.
so fresh.
Yeah, and so for anyone who's having a rough couple of weeks and trying to get settled into new life transitions, just hang in there. I'm not going to say it gets better because frankly, life is hard and being an adult is not easy. So like I don't know when that gets better. I don't know if it comes like after menopause or if it comes like in retirement or on your deathbed when you just don't care. I don't know when it gets better, but just hang in there, everyone, because I'm hanging in there too. That's my inspirational talk for the day.
Yeah. That is inspirational.
That's inspirational. All right, Shannon. Do you have anything else? Would you like to sing us out?
Did you ever know? Oh, no. I know a song. Dry.
Yeah. Hi.
I know this pain.
Oh my God.
Why do you lock yourself up in these chains?
These chains.
Can no one change your life except for you?
You.
Don't let nobody step all over you.
That song makes me so sad.
Yeah, It's really the chorus that gets you.
Well, there's like, isn't it? It's like when the drums like.
Yeah, that. Somebody's
Somebody's gonna make you want to turn around and say goodbye.
say goodbye. Tell them, baby, are you gonna let them hold you down and make you cry? Also,
Don't you know? Oh, I was ready for the breakdown. Don't you
don't you
know?
know? Don't you know? Things will change. Things will go your way if you hold on for one more day. If you hold
Yeah, I
on.
was like, it's not over. I need the chorus
I
to
was waiting for you to
remind
come
me.
in.
I wanted to let you
By
have this.
the Yeah, I was totally listening to like 80s pop music earlier because it's really 80s pop music is damn happy. By the way, it's very very happy.
Is it happy? I feel like it's either very happy or it's like happy on antidepressants.
Yeah, no, totally. Like stay away from things like the Urban League when you're listening to 80s pop music. You want something happy, but you know who's like the happiest pop singer ever? Amy Grant.
I mean, that's because Amy Grant was just happy, isn't she? Anyway, she's just off doing her own thing.
Yeah, no, I was listening to like back to back Amy Grant. I was like, man, even her sad songs are happy.
Yeah, we
So,
like Amy Grant, but
yeah,
yes, she's also very happy.
if, if you need some happy pop music, you go find you some Amy Grant. Baby Baby is an awesome song. Or
Oh,
Heart
that is Baby's really cute.
or Heartbeat. Remember Heartbeat?
Hmm.
Every heartbeat belongs to you. But yeah, no, I love the song.
Okay, Shayna, we're gonna leave you alone so that you can sing and find your happy place.
I know I'm getting weird, but I know sometimes it's fun just to be silly.
Yeah, no, I agree. Well, this time I want to thank our listeners for being silly with us, and I want to thank them for listening to the Geek and the Scribe. And we want to let you know that someday somebody's going to make you want to turn around and say goodbye.
But
But
till
until then, are you going to let them hold you down and make you cry? Don't you know? Don't you know?
things will change
Things will go your way.
if you hold on for one more
Can
day.
you can you hold on for one more day?
You know, life is tough. It can feel like another manic Monday,
Yes, it can. We would like to
but
thank you.
we're
Go
living
ahead. Go
for the
ahead.
weekend.
Yes, we're living for the weekend. Thank you, Shane.
Girls want to have fun,
Any other
and
pop
I'm done.
night and done. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening to The Geek and the Scribe.